How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Nick Sands Presents live stream. Today, I am hanging out with a very special guest, my good friend and heterosexual life mate, Mike,
I
Uncle Mike. I
That's
almost,
right.
I almost called you Mike your, by your secret last name.
I can't use my birth name.
I can't use your real name. So, today, Mike and I have been friends for a long time, and he's a fucking. Some might call him a pack rat. But really, what he is a fucking entrepreneur. Hold on one second. Let me just make sure this is working. I almost called you Mike. Okay, yeah, it's working. So some might call him a pack rat, but really, what he is he's a man who understands the value of stuff, and he's actually fucking done pretty well for himself, buying and selling stuff that most of us would look at and say, "Huh."
Those are stupid toys.
Yeah, those are stupid toys,
Yeah,
or why don't you stop reading comic books, or whatever.
yeah.
There's, but you've taken it and you've turned it into something special, and we're gonna dive into that as soon as I read the ad from our sponsor, which is Empire Mortgage in Manchester, New Hampshire. Are you tired of dealing with grumpy mortgage lenders who make the process of getting a home loan feel like a root canal? Well, look no further. Empire Mortgage is the cure for your lending woes. Michelle and her team have the perfect mix of positive attitude, great personality, and industry knowledge. That's right. They've got all the know-how to make sure you get the mortgage that's right for you. I can personally attest to the warm, friendly environment Michelle brings to her business. Working with her is a real pleasure that makes you feel comfortable and confident in the loan you get. Call them today and discover what sets them apart from the rest. Your new home will thank you. All right, some quick legal numbers that I have to read to make this official. NMLS number 1929987, licensed by the state of New Hampshire 23340-MBR, personal license number 148215, equal housing opportunity. Okay, that's it. That's the end of the ad. Thank you so much,
Nailed it.
Empire Mortgage. Yeah, no, I'm in a really spicy mood today. I knew I was gonna crush it. I'm feeling very dramatic. I got my full situation up and running right now, so I'm feeling pretty good. I haven't slept in like 3 days. It's like like you get the spring mania.
Dude, I've been ready for warm weather. I'm so over this cold weather.
Dude,
It's killing me.
there were like the two fucking like 40-degree days this week and it was just like, and ever since then now it just has completely taken over my body and soul and given me new life. And I did a push up today.
Just one?
It was nuts. It was just one.
I mean, hey, you gotta start somewhere, right?
One's all I need, baby. So, let's start with the basics. How did you get into flipping stuff?
Uh, Pretty much just to feed my own collecting addiction. Like I'm always out at flea markets and thrift stores, antique stores, comic conventions, toy shows, stuff like that, and buying stuff for my own personal collection. But of course, I always see things that I know other people would like and stuff like that. Like it's for me, it's not really about making money. Like, yeah, sure, I might make an extra couple dollars on stuff, but like I really do like saving that kind of stuff, like nostalgic stuff that 80s, 90s type things that I grew up with instead of just watching it sit on a shelf and then go into a landfill or something. Like there's so many people out there that appreciate this stuff the way I do. And yeah, it's like I said, it's nice to make a couple extra bucks on the side, but just getting it off of a shelf somewhere into somebody's hands who actually appreciates it is really what it's about for me. And like I said, it feeds my own collecting addiction because then I can just take whatever money I make from selling that and put it back into my own stuff.
Where did your collection start?
I mean, I've always kind of, well, that's not true. I guess when you're younger, you just kind of accumulate toys and just have stuff. I wouldn't necessarily call that collecting them when you're little. I'd say I probably actually started collecting stuff probably late teens. And I mean, I've bought and sold collections. My tastes have changed over the years of what I collect. Um, yeah, I'd probably say late teens is when I first really started having a collection. I was big into blind box stuff like Kid Robot and Safubi and like Japanese vinyl stuff for a while, and then I kind of changed out of that.
I forgot
And it
about
was
that. You
very,
were wicked into that. Like you and me
dude,
were both into super into like we were weebs back in the day.
I was spending stupid amounts of money on blind box stuff because it's sure you get the toy, but also it's the like adrenaline of actually being like, what am I gonna get? And like like that's like I have an addictive personality for sure. And then it's a gamble too, which I enjoy gambling,
Yes, you
but
do.
like it's not an issue, but like with that stuff it's just like that little extra like I said, like a little adrenaline rush of like, what am I gonna get? Am I gonna get like the chase rare or whatever, or just something I don't have already? I've kind of gotten away from blind boxes just because I don't know, my tastes have just changed. I've been like right now I'm on a big kick of collecting like trading cards. Like I collect sealed packs of trading cards. Like I just picked up a bunch of these, like just
The wax
random
packs.
stuff. Yeah, not yeah. Like I mean, like Tron's a wax pack,
Are you bringing back
and
wax
then
packs Wednesdays?
I mean, I'm so bad with posting and like staying on a schedule of stuff. I would love to. Like I have a like what do I got more cards right here. Like these are all packs that I plan on opening on camera because I normally will buy 2 packs of everything. I'll buy a pack to put in my collection, and then I'll buy a pack to be able to open and just see what the cards look like if I don't already know, or to make some kind of content for TikTok, Instagram, or whatever.
I don't know if you know this, but if you have the app open, the YouTube app with this show pulled up, you can follow the chat.
Oh,
Matt's telling you to crack the X Force pack.
no, I can't. I only have one of those. I can't. How do I pull it up?
If you just go to YouTube, if you just go to
Oh,
YouTube
jeez.
and
Oh, we should have done this
pull up
before
the
I
live,
started
we
the
definitely should
stream.
have. I
All
just
right,
thought of it
I'm not
now.
gonna mess with it because I don't want to mess up.
That's
It
that's
already took
probably
us a minute to. I'll let you do chat.
that's probably the way to
Um,
go.
yeah, so I've been super into cards lately. I collected a lot when I was younger. My grandfather collected baseball and basketball, but I was always more into the non-sports cards stuff.
I can remember back when you were in high school and like your grandfather had that whole hallway next to your room that was like full of different collections and
Yeah,
shit.
he had a literal closet upstairs that was like a walk-in closet, and it was just shelves with like the old cardboard boxes full of baseball cards, basketball cards, football cards, hockey. Like he collected everything.
Do you
And then he
remember him
started,
collecting that stuff? Like, do you remember
oh
him
yeah.
like chasing it like the way you chase
Oh
this?
yeah. We used to go to there was a card store down on Elm Street called Collector's Heaven. And it was mostly sports cards, but they did carry other stuff like um he collected because I started liking it like Power Rangers. Like we had full sets of Power Rangers, um just any kind of non-sports stuff was what I was into. Like X-Men, there were tons of X-Men cards back in the day. Like every year there was a new set. I have a ton of that stuff. I collect like oh hold on. Like weird one-off stuff. Like this, I forget this guy's I feel so bad because I forget this artist's name. But like this is um a metal card that's Bebop and Rocksteady. But it's
Oh,
like
that's sick.
yeah, it's just like a literal stainless steel. And then I don't know how he prints the picture on there, but stuff like that. And then of course I do still collect toys. If I could pick my laptop up, my desk that I'm sitting at has tons and tons of toys all over it. Like I've got like the old like McDonald's. That's too bright. changeables that turn in like this is a dinosaur one. If anybody remembers these,
I fucking remember
flips
those
out.
things. The like honestly like some of the worst Transformers ever were the fucking McDonald's Transformers.
What are you talking? That
Like
was the best.
they don't even make any
Those were the
sense.
best toys that McDonald's ever put out. Was the changeables.
They would
A
be
hundred
no
percent
wait, dude, the fucking the gold Pokemon cards. Do you remember those? Those were
garbage.
those are
No,
unbelievable. There
no.
were also really there was a really cool one that came out for the fucking Power Rangers movie, but I can't remember what it is now. Do you
Dude,
remember?
McDonald's has put out all kinds of toys, especially back in the 90s and stuff. They were any big movie that came out, any Disney movie that came out, they had toys. I have tons of that stuff. I bought a big ass box of it off a lady from Facebook Marketplace sometime last year, and I've just been sitting on it. I haven't done anything with it really yet.
Do
I
you
have,
ever do
go
you
ahead.
ever buy do you ever buy like stuff and you're not really sure about it, but you just like
Yeah,
I know some people will buy like Pokemon sets, like old Pokemon sets, and just crack them and see what comes out of them. Do you ever buy shit that you're not sure, like a big bundle, and then see if you
yeah,
can
yeah,
pull anything out of
yeah. I
it?
mean, if something in it catches my eye, then I'll probably buy it. Or if I just know it's older 80s or 90s toys, like I'll buy it. Also, Google Lens is a huge help in trying to identify stuff because you can literally just take a picture of it, and as long as it's not super obscure, you're probably gonna find something. Like I saw this dude in a pack in like the bag wall at Savers, and I was like, oh, I'm like that's like Burt Reynolds, like Smoking the Bandit. It's
That's
not.
it's a
I mean,
wrestler,
it's
isn't it?
no, I mean it's a ripoff. It's supposed to be Burt Reynolds Smoking the
Oh,
Bandit, but it is what was it? I think it's Fisher Price. And this is like from I think 79, no, 74. But
that's
I
sick.
mean, yeah.
I
But
can't
just
believe the
like
cowboy hat is still with it.
it doesn't come off.
Oh,
His neck is real loose.
oh,
But like just something
chicken
like this,
head,
I
fucking chicken
spotted
head.
this and I know it's an older toy. Like you can just tell that it's older and not just because it's beat up, just the style of it. But I was like, oh, like so I bought the bag. It had some other garbage in it too that I didn't care about. But I got that. Like when you it's just like anything. Once you've been doing it for a while, like older toys are very noticeable to me as opposed to new stuff. Like I don't really collect any newer toys besides some of the Star Wars like Black Series stuff, like some of the stormtroopers and stuff like that. But most toys nowadays, like I don't know, it doesn't do it for me.
Oh
Like
my,
it's a lot of it is the nostalgia of it and also finding things in the wild. Like I'm not like searching on eBay and stuff like that really to find things because it's just not fun to me. Like
God,
if I can just look it up and buy it, which most of the stuff I have, nothing is that super rare, but that just takes all the fun out of it. Like I like going to Savers and it's just like you never know what you're gonna find, or the thrift store or Goodwill bins. Which if you've never been to the Goodwill bins, that's an experience all on its own that I suggest everybody try.
dude, you and Matt talking about the Goodwill bins is like some of the. It's hilarious. You guys,
It's
it sounds like it's more of it's like almost like a theme park or something as opposed
dude,
to
it's
like
like it's no, it's more like a war zone.
it's an
Like
experience as
like
opposed to like an actual fucking. You're not going
people
there to
get
make money.
people get crazy there because that is a place where people go that are there every day that are like resellers for a full-time job, so they are there to work. Like I go just to mess around and see what kind of stuff I can find, but there are people there that are on a mission, like snatching stuff, like uh, everybody's on their phones looking everything up, throwing stuff back that isn't worth money. Like it's an experience for sure.
Isn't it crazy the way that like that's a job now? Like that's just. I feel like maybe it was before, I guess, but it seems like that's like a internet phenomena.
I'd say within the past probably 5 years. I mean, maybe it's also just because I'm doing it more, but it seems like lots of people are doing it. Like I obviously hit the same stores around here all the time, Savers, Goodwill, all that, and I see the same people doing the same thing I'm doing,
Do
which
you
is
like nod at
funny.
each other like two fucking samurai?
I'm super antisocial, so like normally no, like I should be talking to these people because they do the same thing and like it's good to make connections, but I'm just so awkward that I'm like I don't want to talk to new people. But like yeah, sometimes like I see people and I'm just like, "Oh, like I'll know like this dude always goes to the electronics first, so I'm like I'm not gonna go that way. I'm gonna go over to the toys and check that first." Like it's like that sometimes.
You gotta
Like I don't
strategize.
for sure. Like sometimes, like Saturdays and Sundays are really the only days that I can get to places when they're opening because I do have a real job. And like people will line up outside and you see everybody just like eyeballing each other. And it's like you see people going inside and it's like that. Like it's like, oh, that dude's going that way. Like I'm going over here to check this section first. Like
Have you ever
it's
tried
fun.
making contacts inside of like the fucking, like with like bribing the Savers people to steal you stuff?
No, again, just because I'm so like
Dude, fucking you and me.
just not good. Like you talk to
You gotta
everybody.
hire
I
me.
I don't want to talk to anybody. But like I know other people that do. Like other people like there's a couple that I see at Savers all the time and they're always talking to all their friends with all the employees and all that stuff and like yeah, it's beneficial, but again, I just do this for the fun. I'm not trying to make money.
I
That's
was
just
gonna
kind
say,
of
I've asked you before, and you said you're not even interested in trying to do this full time, really.
no, because I think that would take the fun out of it. Like I really just do it as a hobby for fun, like I said, to build my own collection and to you know, get people stuff that they're into or just save things. Like I've also lately been super into old magazines like Wizard magazine, Toy Fair magazine, Disney Adventures. Just there's it's just stuff I grew up with, like nostalgic stuff that really gets me. It's just magazines are something that yeah, they still exist, but not like they used to. Like not the kind of magazines I like really. Like there's plenty of video game magazines nowadays, but there's no like Wizard magazine. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Those Wizards of the Coast, and it was all comic books and toys and pop culture stuff, and it was great. It was such a good magazine. There is a new one out. I don't know. I put it away.
Do you remember
Called
the mall store that just sold magazines? What the hell was the name of that place?
Hudson News.
Hudson News, dude. I remember
I used to
fucking
go there all the time.
used to go there all the time, dude. And they always had like cool like magazines now, or I guess they were then too, but they feel like they're just like an advertisement, right? Like if I always get that vibe from magazines
Yeah, it depends.
more so than I used to. Whereas like I feel like they used to just be like, you could open a magazine and just be like this weird eclectic like if you had an interest, like this was the place you went to get your like bodybuilding
Right.
magazines. I used to get bodybuilding magazines and powerlifting magazines all the time, and it was just like it was the only place you could go to fucking get this information. So like it wasn't like you didn't have full on access to the internet. You had like a fucking like
Yeah,
when you read something in fucking bodybuilding magazine, like that was you had to hold on to that fucking nugget of information for the next fucking 3 years
exactly.
until they
Yeah,
dropped.
I mean the internet really killed it, and like I won't sit and read an article on the internet like I would in a magazine. It's just I don't know. It's not the same to me. Like
I also feel like I've noticed that magazines are coming back, and I feel like it's because they like there's something to be said about like you pick up a magazine and all the information in there is like vetted by people who know what they're talking about. Whereas
and
like
just like physical copies. Like I'm very big on physical copies of stuff. It's like it's never gonna go anywhere unless you throw it out. Like sure it takes up space and you got to save it, but it's like it's always there. And for sure magazines are definitely coming back. Like there's a new magazine called Toy Collector that's kind of that I think there's only 2 or 3 issues out and it's that old school magazine. Like it's has retro toys in it. They talk about newer toys. It has, articles and all that stuff, and it's been great so far.
yeah,
So it's cool
what's it
that
called?
things like that. Toy Collector. I wish I don't have an issue sitting over here next to me. I just put everything away.
You're like in an ocean of fucking old magazines and toys, and it's like water
Dude,
everywhere.
if you could see my desk right now, it's a disaster. There's literally stacks. I have stacks of packs of cards. There's all kinds of cards over here. There's toys. There's VHS. All kinds of stuff.
You've al- is there something about like having the physical copy that you like that like not just with magazines but with everything like because I know you prefer VHS to DVD. I know you prefer like
I don't necessarily prefer it. Like I would much rather watch a higher quality version of a movie, but it's just something like I grew up going to Blockbuster and Hollywood Video and whatever other mom and pop stores and stuff, and just like a VHS box is so much more interesting to me than any DVD or Blu-ray cover.
really.
Like there's just yeah, like it's just the look of it, the feel of it, like you can display it somewhat if you want to. Like hold on, hold on.
Okay,
Let me get some references
pull
here.
one of these bad boys out. Let's
I
see
feel
him.
like
Dude, are you losing weight? You're looking slim.
no,
Very
maybe
very handsome. It must just be that shirt is slimming.
like like here. I mean, these are two not even remotely close to, but like so we got like your Blu-ray cover like Annihilation, good movie, but like you're cool, like gives you the aspects, blah blah blah. But like, look at this Dino Riders VHS.
I mean, that's
Like
not
it's
even a
just
that's not even close to a fair comparison.
it's just sick. Like even when it's on the shelf sideways, like it's cool. Like
That's not even
it's just
close to. One of them is a fucking is Dino Riders with
I
giant
know.
dinosaurs with
I'm
lasers,
just saying.
and
But
Annihilation
like
just has what is it, Natalie Portman on the front? I mean,
yeah, I mean it's got like the whole
she's
crew.
hot, but she's not fucking pulling attention like a fucking laser shooting
Like
dino, you know?
and I've definitely cut back on like what I collect for VHS because at one time I was just buying like, oh, I've seen that movie, like I'm buying it. Now I'm kind of sticking to mostly like old cartoons just because again the covers just look great.
If you had like a fucking if like do you like having a massive collection? Like if you had the space, would you just fucking have like a warehouse full of fucking
Yes and no.
full of shit like Ark of the Covenant?
Like I'm also very much like the like some people are very curated, everything is neat and tidy and like all like your Ninja Turtle stuff is here, all your other stuff like whatever. I'm more of a chaos person and I just like having like here's a whole bunch of figures all together and you got to really kind of look through them to see what's there. Like I like that. Like it looks kind of cluttered and messy, but like to me that's fun. Like instead of just having everything neat and prim and proper.
I've always liked that
But yeah,
too. It like makes it interesting. Gives you something to look at.
exactly. Exactly. Um but yeah, I mean, I do like having all the stuff and being able to have it displayed, but at the same time like I've we've moved a bunch like while I've had a collection and moving a collection sucks. Like having to pack everything up because then you kind of got to be organized. You don't want things getting messed up, so you got to pack everything real nice and then whenever you get to, your new place, you have to set everything back up and it's just time consuming. And it's also like it's stuff that serves no purpose really except just to be a visual to look at. So it's like I don't need to unpack it. So a lot of times things just get left in boxes, and that's like that's sad to me. Like that's just like, oh cool, I have all this cool stuff, but it's sitting in a box because I either don't have the space to display it or I just don't have the energy and time to take it out and put it up. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Like I enjoy having all the stuff, but at the same time, it's a hassle as well.
I feel like you've been like cutting down on your collection for years too. Like I feel like that's like a thing you say that like you just never. It's like I feel like by now you should probably just not have a collection if you've really been cutting down on it, like you say.
It's well, I'm always like trimming things here or selling parts of it off, and then I start collecting something else, so that gets builds up.
Is there anything you've
It's
ever sold that you really regret selling?
not that I can think of. Like nothing I couldn't get again if I wanted or anything like that. Again, I'm also a very like cheap collector.
Feel
Like I'm
that.
never
I feel
I'm
that.
not really looking for like expensive grail items or anything like that. It's really just like whatever little knickknack type thing catches my eye. Like I'm super cheap when it comes to that. Like there's a lot of people too that are completionists, and I'm not at all. It's like I don't need to have every single toy in whatever line. It's just I like that little guy. Like I'll collect that guy. Like I like Dino Riders and stuff, but I don't collect any of the dinosaurs. I pretty much just collect the little like figure guys because that's what I like. I like the little figures. I don't necessarily care about the dinosaurs because they're just whatever. They're just kind of basic dinosaurs with like rockets
That's
and
not
bullshit
true.
on them. It
They're
is.
no, come
They're
on.
actually the dinosaurs that they use in the Dino Rider line were originally from like some I think Smithsonian like line of dinosaurs, and they use them because they're super realistic. Yeah, it's something like that. I know that
That's
may
kind
not
of
be
fucked up.
exactly what it is. But yeah, they just back in the day, toy lines. I mean, toy lines still do that. They will take like a figure and just remold a little piece of it, or just recast it and recolor it, and be like, nope, that's a brand new figure. And you're like,
Son of a
nope, that's
bitch.
just different paint.
You're like, God damn it! Now I have to pay $25 for that
Exactly.
fucking
And then you're
thing.
like, well, I gotta have that one too. Like that's the problem with like the Star Wars Black Series line, because I really only care about the stormtroopers and stuff. And it's
Oh fuck.
like they're all the same pretty much. Like there's variations in the suits and stuff, but it's like most of the time the variation it's like, oh, that one's just a different color. That one's got a different stripe on his arm because he's a different rank. And it's like, well, I gotta have all six of those, even though they're pretty much the same figure.
Toy companies really caught on to that too, because now they're like release shit
they're
like
not they're not
it'll just
stupid.
it'll just be like the same exact toy but just red. But like
Yep.
it'll be like the collectors or like the special edition. You gotta fucking go.
Anything that ever says collectors or special edition on it is never special. Like most of the time, never is. Like that's a big like red flag where people are like, "Oh my god, it's a collector's edition." Like, yeah, they still printed like a million of them
Is
for the
there?
most part.
I'm assuming that this is like somehow tied to like trying to recapture some part of your childhood, right?
Oh, of course, absolutely.
What
It
what
is
it,
definitely just like
what is
I
it?
don't know,
Not just
just
you, but like I feel like because it's so popular. Like, what is it? Do you think that people are trying to recapture when they're doing this?
I think a lot of it is people like me. Like I didn't grow up poor, but I definitely wasn't rich. So it was like I got some of the toys and stuff I wanted when I was younger, but not everything. And it's like now I'm a friggin', mid 30s and I can just afford to buy whatever I want. So it's just like, cool, I'm buying pieces of my childhood or things I never got to have as a child. But like now I got them now when I'm almost 40. like, you know, I,
Do you ever play with them?
I don't. I'm not one of those people. Like I know several people that are not necessarily play with them, but will like really sit with their toys or set them up and take pictures and stuff. And I enjoy people that do that. Like I follow tons of people on Instagram and stuff. Like, yeah, I take pictures of stuff when I get things and I'm like, oh, cool, look what I found. But for the most part, it's just it goes on a shelf and I enjoy it that way.
Some of those fucking like people that take really high quality pictures of their toys are fucking amazing. Like they
Dude,
set up the whole little fucking
it's ridiculous. I love watching behind the scenes stuff of how they do things with like the little like air in a can thing where they'll blast stuff so like dirt flies up, or they're dry ice so there's smoke and lighting and all that, or
same
uh
with the fucking stop motion videos. I fucking love.
those always amaze me.
I can't. I've they're too stressful to make. I've made a like a bunch of stop motion stuff, but it's so fucking stressful to make because all it takes is like, dude, if you're fucking going to move something and you trip and then you move it and then that's it. That's the whole.
Yeah.
You've wasted an entire day.
Nope. See, I can't do that because then I just would get mad.
No, you do get
I'm
mad.
all, I'm
You
all,
do
I'm
get
all
very
set.
mad. You just quit and then
Or
that video
like
never gets made.
another thing, another hole that I always go down on like TikTok and stuff is the people that build their own like backdrops and dioramas and will make like miniature everything. And like there's I can't remember the dude's name, but he makes like Ninja Turtle backdrops, so it's all like New York City type stuff. but like he does the graffiti, like everything looks dirty and
I
like
know
just
exactly what you're
it
talking
it
about.
looks amazing. I'm just like, that's so cool. Like I appreciate that stuff so much. Just like the time and effort and everything to put into it to literally take pictures of toys.
I've always wanted to be able to do that because for like shooting video, you make you know what I mean, making miniatures and fucking shooting minis. Like I've always wanted to do that because it like gives you the ability to create like practical effects for like super cheap. The
Yeah,
problem is that cheap is actually like fucking you don't see the 600 hours that someone spends fucking
exactly.
painting dirt on a fucking rock. You
Right.
know, it's
Like
like
it didn't cost you a lot of money, just a lot of time and effort.
right and fucking who has that? You know, I'd rather just pay for it.
No.
So like that's really like I've always thought like you said always thought that stuff was so cool, but I just or like when people I've always amazes me when you watch things like that and people take like foam core, they take like a foam block and then they like turn it into a fucking like whatever, even if it's something stupid like a mountain or fucking you know what I mean like
That's like our buddy Matt you were talking about that I go to the bins with and stuff. Like we play he's our DM for our Dungeon and Dragons game, and like he does that. Like he makes all the terrain and like set pieces and stuff. Like we use, like pre-made minis, but everything else like he builds and paints and makes and like he loves it.
what I think
And
is
like
so cool about the stuff Matt sets up is he'll like take things that like I saw fucking said he made that like had a pirate ship and it was like the old Fisher Price pirate ship, but like
yeah.
he saw that and then fucking built a story around it and
Yep.
fucking
Or he'll take stuff like that and like repaint it so it looks completely different, or just make stuff like take a glue gun and just like make stuff out of like glue and then paint it so it looks like whatever. Like it's super cool.
I
Like
can make
it's
glue guns look like cum and that's pretty much it.
wonderful.
It's my what that's the only thing I can do with glue guns, unfortunately. Um, is there anything that from your childhood that you like you've wanted to find but haven't been able to? Or is there something you would
No,
like to get that you haven't been able to find?
honestly, no, nothing in particular. Like I said, I'm very much like just whatever catches my eye, I'll buy it if it's cheap enough and I'm into it. Like there's nothing that I'm constantly searching for or like have to have. It's just whatever. Like probably like 80% of the fun of it for me is just out hunting for things and just seeing what I can find. So if I find anything remotely interesting, like that's a good day. Like it doesn't have to be an expensive item. It doesn't have to be something like I'm gonna resell or anything. Like I get excited. Like I could find, like what do we got here? Like a little Z-bot and like
Fucking Z
cool.
bots.
Like I'm excited about that. Like it doesn't have to be anything crazy.
I do love that feeling that I get when I go over your house and you found new stuff and like it's stuff that like Z bots, dude. I haven't thought about Z bots. I used to have a
Exactly.
fucking bin. I must have had fucking 200 Z bots.
And that's the other fun part is just like going out and being like, oh yeah, like Z-bots or Dino Riders or whatever just thing I find that I'm like, oh man, I completely forgot about that. And then you find it and it brings back a bunch of memories and then
I was just gonna say there's like a core memory that I have of fucking like my brother and me playing. My brother's 10 years older than me, so he would go. He was like in college when I was
yeah.
like Z-bot age, and fucking I can remember him coming back and we were fucking playing, and he like took the time to play with me, and fucking like we didn't get to do that a lot. And then it's fucking literally as soon as you said Z-bots, I immediately thought of, like this green dude with a fucking hook hand and a fucking and like us playing that game one time when he was back from college. It's
Yeah.
so fucking weird how like that can
And
unlock that.
like that's what I enjoy about it. And the same thing, like if I find something and then somebody else is like, "Oh man, like I had that," and it's like, "Cool, like give me a couple bucks for it, and now it's yours." Like you have that unlock the memory that it is for you, and it's not just like I said, sitting on a shelf somewhere, going into a landfill. Like it's bringing somebody some kind of joy. Like, and that just like that's what I like about it. like this stuff makes me like super happy. So like I enjoy it when I can do that for somebody else too.
That's weirdly nice of you. I didn't
I
expect that
mean,
to come out of this. You know, I've known you for a fucking long time, and I've never bothered to ask you these questions before. Like, it's always just been a part of you, so it's like not something. Like, it's just something that always. I mean, I can remember. You know, do you remember? Do you remember? I don't know if we can talk about this on YouTube. I guess it's fine. Do you remember that?
just be vague.
Do you remember the time that we saw something in someone's yard that was like a head of some kind?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
And then
I had that. I had that
somehow we
for.
ended up with it.
I had that for a very long time,
And you put the
and
Spider-Man
then
mask on it in your room.
yep, and then it got broken, and I had to get rid of it, and I
Oh,
was
is that
super
what happened
bummed.
to it?
Yeah, I dropped it, and it broke.
We got to go find another one.
Oh, gee. Uh,
And that
that's
was
funny.
what were you gonna say?
I was hanging out. Jamie went with me to that pizza potluck thing earlier, and we were talking about how we used to go to Barnes and Nobles
Yeah,
and
yeah.
back in the day. Sorry,
We
we're
were the
being
most
vague.
well-read criminals.
Yeah,
We were the most well-read
Jay, we
criminals.
were talking about that, Jay, and I told Jamie, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I still have a ton of that stuff from
Do you
back in the
still?
day. Oh yeah,
I don't.
all the graphic novels and that kind of stuff. I still have all that.
I don't think I have any of that stuff left anymore.
Oh man.
I've like lost it through the years. I did.
Ugh.
I got the one thing that I've ever wanted to collect was all the Nintendo powers.
I
But
just got the first two issue not the first two issues, but the first two issues of my collection for Nintendo Power the other
when
day.
when Nintendo Power ended, I went out and bought the last issue, and then I ended up, Genio. I ended up giving him it
Yeah,
and my Spawn comics because
messed up.
no, you couldn't take them. I had offered them to you. You couldn't take them, but I wasn't gonna sell them. I just wanted to give them to someone who would take care
Yeah.
of them. And fucking Genio has a nice comic collection, so I gave it to him. I don't remember why you didn't take. I think it's because you were living at the last house you were living at, and you couldn't take any more stuff.
Oh
Maybe.
yeah, no, especially comics and stuff like
But with
I don't know.
Wyatt, I didn't have anywhere to put him. My son was like 4 or 5 at the time. He was like pulling them out of the bookshelf, and like I was like, these are gonna get ruined. I'd rather just give them to somebody who's gonna fucking get to take care
Yeah,
of them.
take care of them.
But yeah, that's like the one collection I've always wanted was the all the Nintendo powers. That's like my
You're gonna spend some money.
okay. So I gotta get.
Nintendo Power is like for the most part like I are usually like $10 an issue. People trying to sell them
There's not that many
like
issues, are there? I think there's only like 600 issues.
pretty only 600
I don't know how many
six
issues there are.
600 at $10 a pop.
I don't think there's
Like
even that many. That's
the earlier issues you're spending even more. I'm pretty sure like the first issue in good condition sells for like a couple $100.
probably. That was like my grand. I had every episode of that, there's only 285 issues, so I had every
Still,
episode.
that's quite a few.
I had every issue of it growing up because my grandmother was super into Nintendo, and she would fucking get them. Dude,
That's
she was
awesome.
she. We would play Donkey Kong. She was like the first. She was super into Super Nintendo. She had like all like. I'd go over, and she'd be like, "You're not gonna believe the shit I unlocked in Super Mario World," and we'd
That's
sit,
hilarious, dude.
or like we'd like beat the level, and she'd be like, "Oh, you missed the secret world, you fool! Give me that controller."
That's funny, man. I like nobody played video games in my family.
Donkey
My
Kong was
dad.
her favorite. Donkey Kong Country was her favorite.
That's funny.
When she passed, I found there's a box somewhere that has like a Donkey Kong video game I designed for her when I was like 8 years old. That has like all the levels drawn out and
That's so awesome.
all the horrific childhood drawings of like monkeys that are so terrifying. But if they existed, they would die immediately. So like they're not scary. You know what I mean?
That's funny, dude. That's so cool that you still have that though.
Yeah, it's my parents gave me like my box of baby shit the other day, and so it's in there.
They're over it. They're like, get this out of our house.
Yeah, basically,
Put it in your
I
put
was
it
like,
in your
dude,
house.
the other day my mom gave me like she like took all the pictures, I guess, like from the house and scanned them onto the computer, and then gave me all the fucking, and then I was like, are you dying? Like, what's that? Like, what's
Oh my god.
happening?
They're just
Why?
clearing out all this crap from back in the day.
She was just like, I had this box of childhood pictures I thought you'd like, and then she was just like super somber, and I was like, fuck,
What's happening?
what's going on? So I don't know. We're gonna find out, I guess. But um, what's the coolest thing you've ever gotten? Like, what's the most expensive thing you've ever gotten? No, wait, hold on. I want to change my question.
Okay.
Don't answer. All right, so first I'm gonna go with the question Matt asked a little while ago. First, what's the best thrift find you ever found?
Ooh, best thrift find. Um, Probably. I mean, it wasn't super expensive, but it was a G1. I think it was. Was it? It might have been Starscream. It was a G1 Transformer, which is the original like first line of them.
What's
When
G1
they
mean?
That's the generation one.
Oh, gotcha.
When they were like still like metal and stuff, like mostly metal. Like I found one of those at Savers for like $5, and I think I ended up selling it for like 100. So I mean, like good profit, but like not super crazy.
When you see
Probably
something
the
like that, though, don't you like want to keep that? Like,
No, I was never a Transformers fan.
that's so
I
weird. Yeah,
was
but it's just like I would think that just like the thrill of having something that like is so rare, no one else can have.
I mean, it's not really that rare. And again, like I don't care about Transformers, so like it could be the most rare Transformer ever. Like I'd rather sell it and make a couple bucks and give it to somebody who actually cares than just have it sitting on my shelf.
That's crazy.
I'm very much like if I don't like it, like I just don't care.
I have a dark streak because I would be like I like the idea of having stuff that no one else can have.
Like if I was into it, like
That's
sure,
like
like I'd
fine
be like,
art.
yes, I have it.
That's like fine art. That's like rich people. A lot of rich people they just like having art just so that nobody else can have it.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Probably um the thing I've made the most money on selling, again, it wasn't like crazy money, but I was on the Whatnot app, which if you've never been on there, save yourself some money and don't do it.
I can't. I can't do it. I'm meeting with a guy who
But
does like is big on there
yeah.
tomorrow.
So anybody who doesn't know what it is, it's a live auction website. Like people stream like this and then sell stuff, and it's all uh, has like built-in features to be able to bid and all that kind of stuff. But I was on there, and people do giveaways and stuff like that. Actually, no, he wasn't. It wasn't a giveaway. It was like a mystery buy-in. So it was like $50. You buy into this thing, and then the dude would set up like this wheel, and then he ran the wheel, and however the names came out, that's how you got to pick your prize in that order. And he just had a ton of stuff, and it was all like high value things. And I think I was like number three on the list. So first dude picked like an original Millennium Falcon in the box. Second guy picked some kind of Godzilla big
Dude,
statue that was in a box. Like, these are both like all these items are like $100 items.
I was gonna say
I ended up there was nothing left that I really cared about keeping for myself, but I got was it? I think it was quarter size um, Phantom of the Opera statue made by who's it made by? It was either Hot Toys or I can't remember the other name of the company, but like they make very high quality statues. They're limited. It was like number two something out of 300, and I ended up selling that on eBay for like $500, and I paid 50 for it. So that was like the most expensive thing I've ever like resold.
that's like a that's one thing about the Whatnot app is I don't understand how those people can always like. There's constantly fucking giant giveaways happening. Like I don't understand how people make enough money to fucking cover the losses of all these giveaways all the time.
They're either getting their products for very cheap so they can afford to do that, or they're people that are just on there all the time and are making enough money to be able to do it. Like it's a good incentive. Like I
Yeah, I
mean,
fucking say so.
I'm on there all the time. Like even if I'm just like that's what I do if I'm bored. Like not even necessarily buying stuff, just hanging out in streams because I
That's kind of
watch
like
the same.
gambling too.
Oh, it is 100%, and it's bad. Like I have a issue with it.
That's why I
But
don't have it on my phone.
like I won an auction the other day, and I won. Uh, I've always been like into Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, but I won like a huge. This is all cards. This dude makes like custom frames for cards. I won these two custom frames. Like,
Oh, that's cool.
um, but it's like probably a couple $100 worth of cards here that I won for free. Like,
That's fucking good.
that's
You've always been super lucky with winning shit too. I never win any. I never win jack shit
I
anywhere.
I honestly think on that app they because it's all run through the app like they had like the person sets up the giveaway but the way it's like the randomizer is through the app and I really do think it favors people that spend time on the app and spend money because I mean I'm on there all the time and I win probably something at least once a week.
What was that fucking? What was that show with the psychic? And he would like. He like would win sweepstakes and stuff. Like that's how he knew when to call and he knew when to do shit. Cause
What?
he like was
I
he.
have no idea.
It was either I can't remember if it was a movie or TV show, but yeah, he would like fucking he would like see the future, so he would like he was living his whole life like winning sweepstakes, like magazine
I mean,
sweepstakes and shit.
that'd be sweet.
Yeah, I mean why not? I mean you're doing it, dude. What the fuck? You're literally living that life right now.
I mean, it's not really paying out, but
Not yet. What are you talking
it's
about?
like
You
I got some cool cards and stuff.
were
But
you like furiously googling fucking what that Phantom of the Opera statue was, or did you know when you saw it that it was going to be worth a bunch of money?
no, I pretty much was sitting there watching what was happening, like looked up a bunch of stuff, and then was just like, that was the most expensive thing left. So I was like, I'll take that.
Did you ever have you ever gotten something and then be like and thought it was one thing and then it was not what you thought it was?
Um,
I don't mean like
no,
I don't mean like a He-Man statue that's a fleshlight. I mean like I mean, but if that's ever happened, please tell me about it.
no, but I was listening to another podcast that I really enjoy, and they were talking about how this dude found on Etsy a KFC flashlight
That's fucking.
that looks like two pieces of chicken or something like that.
Would you? Would you though?
Oh no, no, it's too weird.
Dishwasher
weird.
safe. It's fucking dishwasher safe.
I don't have a dishwasher.
I do. You can borrow mine.
Just got to do it in the sink. Gross.
Speaking of which, I saw a meme that was like a fleshlight. You know the caterpillar from fucking Pixar's A Bug Life?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a fleshlight of him.
I'm a beautiful butterfly.
Yeah. It's fucking. All right. Anyways, I don't know what the fuck happened that got us here.
We derailed there. I mean, it is technically still toys,
It is. Yeah. No, that's.
just of a different
I wonder
nature.
if there's got to be. I know that for a fact that there's people that collect vintage, like weird sex toys, and also apparently the vintage, like medical device market is generally for sex.
Yep.
Oh, you knew that? I
Yeah.
thought I was gonna
Yeah.
drop. I thought I was gonna drop a bomb on you.
No, I'm aware of that.
That's too bad. Fuck, I was hoping. That's why when one time I went to this therapist and he had like all this old, like fucking medical devices, and that was the last time I went there because I was like, what's going on in this room? I don't know.
Oh God.
What are you trying to do to me? He had this fucking really cool like it was like fucking glass like bulbs that you fucking would touch to either side of their head and it would fucking zap them. It was like a lobotomizer or whatever, or like an electroshock
Electrotherapy.
electrotherapy thing. But yeah, it was too fucking. You would touch them to the sides of their heads, and there was like a
Yeah.
little diagram explaining how to do it and shit. It had a little.
Yeah, the
it
bunch
had a
of like
little-
quack medical devices.
It had like a little crank. Like you didn't even plug it in. It was like a fucking. You cranked it up and it would charge it, and then you fucking touch the things to their head and zap them.
Yeah, because that worked well.
But that's. I mean, that's where. I guess that's where
Like,
all these sex toys came from, so it
it's like I
makes
gotta put
sense.
some leeches on you to get the demons out of
Dude,
your
what the
blood.
fuck? I like that they were like, they just invented electricity and they were like, I bet you we could shock the shit out of so. I bet you we could fucking shock the crazy out of this motherfucker.
Yeah,
Pin him down. We got this.
dude, that is like we're we're
Then they're
way off
just
track
fucking
now.
laying there in a puddle of their own shit and drool and they're like, well,
That is one of my
heels.
like ultimate fears is like not that it would ever happen, but to be like committed to an insane asylum, like the old school ones, and not actually be crazy. Like any movies that are like that, like horror movies or anything, are always so unsettling to me, and I'm just like, no, like that would be a nightmare.
Did you see the fucking movie with, I want to say it was Jodie Foster? And she gets on a plane and they take her kid
Nah,
and she's like, they're like basically trying to convince her that she's never had a child and that she was crazy.
nope.
Dude, that movie fucked me up. I fucking
Sounds
watched
terrible.
that movie. I watched that movie and then I fucking had nightmares. I just watched Schindler's List the other day. It fucking gave me nightmares. That just movie just fucked me up so bad, dude. I fucking can't watch shit like that. I watch all these horror movies. So today we were supposed to have on another guest and like I watched all these horror movies to prep and like I don't really do horror movies, dude. And fucking I'm not enjoying the horror movie thing. I don't get it. I don't.
I'm I like horror movies, but I like specific kinds. Like anything that's like too real, I'm just like, no, like I don't like I like slasher stuff and like goofy monsters and shit like that, where it's like, yeah, like, oh, it's kind of scary, but it's like completely not realistic. Anything that's like real horror stuff, I'm just like, no. Like
I'm good.
kidnapping stuff or anything, like especially because I have kids now and I'm just like, nope, can't watch this.
Dude,
I'm like,
kids make you such a pussy.
I just get angry.
Yeah, no, that
Like,
fucking
have you ever seen the movie Prisoners with
no,
Jake Gyllenhaal
no,
and uh
I haven't.
who's the guy that plays Wolverine?
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Dude, that is a if you have kids, that is such a rough movie to watch because it's like about these kids getting kidnapped and then like they think this guy that's like somewhat mentally ill like did it and they like kidnap this dude and then they're like kind of like torturing him to try and get the information out of him to where the kids are like and you're just like rooting for them like I am anyways in the movie to like torture this guy because I'm just like yeah I'm like that mother like he took the kids like I'm just like nope can't watch this movie like it gets my blood boiling.
And then you must find out that he didn't actually take the kids.
Kind of.
Go ahead and
No, it's
spoil
like
it. Just go ahead.
it's like his mother did it. Like he was kind of in on it, but he's also mentally handicapped in some way, so he doesn't really know what he's doing.
Oh, all of that sounds terrible.
It's
What the
just yeah,
fuck? Why would you watch
it's
that?
it's just rough.
Dude, even the movie. Do you remember the movie? What was it? Bird Box with fucking
Is
Sandra
that the one where
Bullock,
they can't?
where they
No,
can't look.
I never watched it. It
All right,
looks
so
stupid.
it was so stupid, but like the whole, she basically has these two kids with her,
Yeah,
and so like super fun. Like it feels like it's cheating. You know what I mean? Like the kids are in danger, so like I spent the whole time sweating. You know what I mean? Like I had just eaten a fucking, like I just eaten a deli platter, and fucking.
got the
Like
meat sweats.
it wasn't scary at all, but like it was so tense because fucking I feel like Hollywood does that a lot now. Like they put kids in danger because they know that it
Yep.
fucking revs you
Oh,
up.
dude, it's like A Quiet Place. You ever watch A Quiet Place?
Yeah, same idea. I mean, that's pretty much Bird
God.
Box, same thing. Wait, maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. Wait, what was
No,
it?
Bird Box is the one where they can't look at the things like
And A
whatever.
Quiet Place is when they're deaf, right?
No, the daughter's deaf. Just the daughter's deaf.
But they
like you
can't make noise.
because the monsters like
Same
have
thing.
super hearing.
So one you can't make noise, one you can't fucking look at them. It's all the same
Yeah.
shit. Same thing. Bird Box didn't make sense because if you like you couldn't, it couldn't get in a house.
They couldn't come in the house.
No, so like if you
They're
got
like
inside,
vampires. Unless
yeah,
you
like if you
invite
got
them in.
inside a building, for some reason when you looked out into the fucking like world, I don't even remember what the stupid reason they gave, but like you looked out into the world and it was like you wanted to you wanted to commit suicide and like you went crazy. It was like that
Huh.
movie with fucking M. Night Shyamalan, whatever his name, and fucking
Uh,
The Happening. And then it
Yeah,
was actually just the
I kind of
trees.
like that movie.
The trees.
Yeah, they started putting off a chemical because they were like, ah, people suck. Like, we're just gonna put this chemical off and they'll all kill each other
Yeah, it was
or
like the same.
themselves.
It was like the same. It was like the same concept, basically.
Oh, there's some cool deaths in that, like when the
Yeah, there
guy
was.
lays down in front of the big lawnmower.
Dude, that was in the
It's like,
commercial.
oh
Do you remember
shit!
that? I watched that in the commercial, and I was like, "What
It's
the fuck?
just like, oh,
Am I supposed to be watching this?" Do they still put movies out, like new movies out on VHS or anything, or do you only buy DVDs
on
now?
VHS? No,
No,
absolutely not.
I didn't know
There's
if
a
there's like
big
a collector fucking like basis for it.
no. They've been doing a lot of stuff where they'll make it like I don't think I have any over here with a but like the DVD or Blu-ray box out, and it'll look like a VHS, but it's obviously not. But there is a very large community of like VHS collectors that will dub stuff to VHS that wasn't initially, and will make up like full box art and everything like that. Like it's pretty cool.
What's your take on the 16:9 versus 4:3 format? So like the old television versus the old television look versus the new television look.
It doesn't really bother me. Like obviously you notice it if you're watching something on like a like if you're watching an older movie on a new TV because it doesn't quite fit properly or whatever, but like it doesn't
I
really
think there's I think
I don't
there's
care.
I really think there's something about the 4:3 format that is just like it's like cuz the way it's framed is like it's got to be so many close shots that it feels so like I don't know, it feels like it's much more personal or something.
Yeah.
Like I
Like
really like the way it's shot.
I've always hated like widescreen.
Yeah, I
Like
don't like
everybody's like, oh,
widescreen.
like everybody's like, oh, widescreen, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, you get more stuff like over on the little side, but like you're cutting off the top and bottom of the fucking picture.
I don't
Of
dislike
like,
widescreen, but I just there's something about the fucking I just
I
like
mean,
miss
I
that
guess I
square
don't,
format.
I guess I don't miss it. I like hate it as much now because most TVs like are set up to be able to view widescreen and it not look goofy.
Right.
But like back in the day, I would never buy widescreen shit.
Have you seen the movie Hateful Eight? They
Yes,
shot that in a fucking.
very
Oh yeah,
good.
dude, we saw you and me did that review of Ben Hur that I still need to release. The fucking that they shot that on
Oh
like
God,
ultra fucking super widescreen. So even if you watch it on like a normal TV now, it's like wicked,
yeah.
wicked wide. You
No,
just
that was a good movie.
Ben Hur or Hateful Eight.
Uh, Hatefully.
Ben
I mean,
Hur.
Ben Hur wasn't horrendous, but
Come on, Ben Hur was pretty good. If it's
it
Easter.
was oof, it was a long movie. It was
What's the weirdest thing you've ever found and bought? Not just like, oh, what's the weirdest thing you've ever found and didn't buy because you were like, that's too weird. I can't have that.
uh, nothing would be that weird to me unless it was like you said, like a used like something or other.
Dude, imagine going to the bins and you stick your hand in one of the bins and fucking come up with a fucking used sex toy. That would be.
I mean, it
a
could happen.
surprise. Could it?
I'm sure. I guarantee that's probably happened.
We spent a lot of this show talking about sex toys. I mean, I
mean,
feel like
hey,
that's the.
it happens.
I feel like that's the threat you know what I mean. You're facing when you do this. Do they wash stuff at Goodwill before they put it out?
Absolutely not.
I didn't think so.
Especially at the bins. It's literally just giant, like, I don't know. They're probably like 6x4, 6x3 bins, just full of stuff. Literally just like dump a bunch of shit in here and wheel it on out.
Dude, we should
And
do
then
an
people
experiment.
are just ripping through it like
We should do an experiment where we donate a bunch of questionable stuff to the bins and then see how long it takes to make it into the bins.
well that's the thing is like a lot of that stuff is stuff that goes straight there, but it's also stuff that has been at the stores
That's
that
bin.
didn't sell that they then that they then bring to the bins, and then if it doesn't sell at the bins, I'm pretty sure it just like goes in the trash.
Oh, so it's like the last stop.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
But I mean like you can still find good stuff in there.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever found when you were
Weirdest thing I've ever found.
I think I think I know what the weirdest thing you've ever found is, but I want to see if there's something weird I don't know about.
I honestly don't know. Can't really think of anything super super weird that I've found.
Knowing some of the stuff you bought, I don't know how that you can say that, but I
I
guess
don't know.
everybody
Maybe
has a
maybe I just
tolerance.
don't consider
I
it
guess you've
weird.
just built up a tolerance over time.
What do you think it
Dude,
is?
you just not that long ago you fucking bought and sold that video of the fucking like
Oh, the VHS?
yeah, the VHS. I don't know if I can say the
Oh,
of like the
yes.
terminated pregnancy.
So yeah, it was what was it called?
That's pretty
It's on
fucked up.
it's on my Instagram. I posted it on my Instagram. Yeah, but it's like a Christian, like some crazy like Christian video about yeah, abortions, and it's like supposed to be like a video like inside of the woman of an abortion happening, and it's like yeah, like it seems real rough.
Wait,
I
was
bought
it
that.
Real? Wait, or was it like
I don't know.
fake?
I didn't watch it. I just
Oh,
bought it because I knew I'd be able to resell it, and I did. I bought it for 50 cents, and I sold it to a woman in one of the VHS groups for like $20.
did the woman seem like maybe she was had an
I don't. Uh,
unreasonable
I'll tell
reason?
you this right now. Um, the VHS collecting community is a very, very strange bunch.
I think they prefer the term eclectic.
Yeah, sure. No, there's a lot of like people like weirdos that just like, and that's one of those things where it's like you were saying, like you would want to keep something because it's super weird and never find. Like that's the VHS collectors. That's like just the weirdest stuff. People are like, I found this like Yo-Yo Master fucking VHS, like
See,
super
shit like
cool.
that I think is super cool. I just bought a book.
It is like there's so many weird VHS movies, man. And especially because like a lot of that stuff never made it past VHS, so you're never gonna find it on DVD or anything else.
Well, I told you about that book I found, right? That's like the 100 greatest DVDs. It's a book
Yeah,
that that is the best DVDs that had been put out in like 2001. Like, see something like that, dude. I love shit like that. I got a bunch of weird shit like that. Hold on, I got like, oh, is it not down here? Oh, all my shit's upstairs. But yeah, like I have this fucking, I have this book that's like an old like carpentry book, and the only
yeah,
reason I have it is because this dude like wrote all these notes in it, like to himself, and like he wrote like this love letter to
that's cool.
his wife that's in it, and like all these like, I don't know, it's like it's very fucking
That's
weird
neat.
to hold it and like look at it and fucking be like, someone really fucking liked this thing. Like he had a bunch of articles he had cut out of like projects he wanted to do, and
That's
they're
cool.
still in
I
there.
love finding stuff like that. Like that's always fun to me. Like if I find like because I collect books too, and like you find stuff or like just weird things that people were using for like bookmarks or like you said notes in it and stuff like that. Like I always love that kind of stuff too.
It always fucks me up though because it's like that person definitely died.
Like I think I have it over
Hey,
here.
we have the same headphones. How
We
cool!
do.
How
I've told
cool
you,
is
I've
that?
said that before.
You did? I missed it.
Oh, is it not in here? Oh, it is. It's right here. So I found this at the bins the other day, which I had when I was a kid, like how to draw Marvel characters.
I had that book too.
And it has like whoever owned it before was drawing like Daredevil.
Wow, that's way better
Like
than I ever did.
like and I just like I think that's super cool. Like
That is
that's
super.
like so I love
Dude,
finding stuff like that.
are you gonna keep it with the book? You gonna frame it or something?
It's I've kept it in the book for right now.
I wish I had that fucking book down here. I have this book that's kind of cool. Oh wait, it is. It's right here. So like, it's this fucking weird carpentry book, right? It's just like this old carpentry book, but then like, where's the fucking? So like, he has like a bunch of like articles on like woodworking projects he cut out,
That's super cool.
and then
I love that kind of stuff.
yeah, I do too. That's like one of the things I really like about collecting books because it's one of the few things that you can that like a lot of times like nobody buys someone a book for no reason.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the reason you buy a book for somebody is because that book fucking like touched you in some way, and you fucking want to.
Hopefully it was consentful.
Yeah, consenting. So yeah, so like it's all these coupons from his wife that are like,
What kind of coupons?
where's my camera?
Like
Good
good for
for
one
good
night.
for one night out for two.
All right.
Like back
A-
rubs.
anything spicy?
This one is
No, I
no.
probably cashed those in right
No, but this
away.
one is super cute and it always makes me fucking smile. It's like good for one rice pudding.
I
So
do
like
like rice pudding.
she must have had like a special recipe that he really loved, so he fucking
That's hilarious. That's
you know?
so funny, dude.
Isn't that
That's
cute?
awesome.
Good for 20 smiles.
20.
I fucking love it. It makes me like it's just so nice. And
That's
that but
funny.
like it's also kind of sad cuz this person is definitely dead. Like there's really no other reason that this
Yeah, what
fucking
year
thing
is that? What year is that book from?
uh
It
I don't
looks
know,
like
but
friggin'.
even if you have this stuff stored in there's no
It
way
looks
that
like 60s or 70s.
this is the fucking original Sears receipt for it.
Hell yeah!
He bought it
Look
for
at that.
$2.25 with a 9-cent tax, 4% tax. Fucking Massachusetts, probably. All right, let's see here. This is from. It doesn't even say.
It definitely says it.
It does, but it's in Roman numerals, and I don't know how to decipher
Oh
it.
boy.
MCMLXIX. So,
Yeah.
good luck.
I'm not.
Have fun. I have this book that's cool. That's like a Masonic temple
Oh, that's
book,
neat.
and it's got like the signatures
Oh,
from the roster.
That's secret information.
Yeah, I know. The what is it? The craft.
You can't. You can't own that. You're
There's
not
been
a
a couple
mason.
times I tried to give it to a couple Masons, but they wouldn't fucking take it, and now I have it. And fucking, I don't know what to do with it. It's probably haunting me, but I don't
Probably
fucking,
haunting.
like I can't bring myself to throw it out. I can't fucking. Yeah, those are like, I don't think I have anything else cool down here right now. I have this that you gave me.
What is that? Oh,
It's like a philosophy book talking about, like Lord of the Rings, basically.
dude, there's so many Lord of the Rings like adjacent books that I see all the time, like stuff about Tolkien and things like that.
That's what is there like does seem to be like themes for um like there's like fantasy collectors or sci-fi collectors, right? Like I know you collect a lot of old like fantasy sci-fi books, right? Like why
I
don't
just it's not even like I read them all either. It's literally just that thing in me where I'm like, "Oh, that's a super cool like old fantasy book. I got to save it from just obscure like I got to save it."
that see
Like
that makes sense.
I literally have in my storage unit like 3 or 4 boxes, like large boxes full of books that I have no intention of ever reading. That I'm just like, nope, I just can't let them go to the landfill. Like, if you need some like the D&D, all the old D&D books, like Lost Realms books or Dragonlance, like hit me up. I got a ton of them. I
Those
probably have what you're looking for.
that's those that makes sense to me because like so many of those original like old school fantasy and sci-fi books like didn't make it into the like they just didn't get
Right.
into the present, and so like that's all lost. Like there was a lot of really shitty books that got put out that were like,
I
even
mean,
though
yeah, for sure.
they were shitty books, but they like built the fucking genre.
Like there's like I will like I am trying to complete the original Goosebumps set. I think I only need like 6 or 7 books
Have
left
you
to
tried
complete the
reading one of
set.
those?
Not recently, no.
I want to. I was actually gonna
Like
do a fucking
they're
video where I rank all the Goosebump books.
oh jeez, there's 60 something of them, the
Yeah, but they're
original
only like
series.
they're like 50 pages long, and the fucking lettering is like this.
Yeah,
It's so big.
but like those I'm trying to collect.
Do you think it's weird that R.L. Stein was so rich but never got that mole taken off his face?
No. I don't think if you put R.L. Stein in a lineup, I could pick him out.
Oh,
In fact,
you would definitely. He looks
maybe
exactly like you would expect him to.
But like those like choose your own adventure books, like I always love those growing up. So anytime I see any choose your own adventure books, I grab those. But yeah, it's again, it's just one of those things like I see it and I'm just like, I don't need it. I'm not gonna read it, but it's like it's a
Dude,
dollar.
you have
Like,
some of the
guess I'll
weirdest.
take it.
You have some of the weirdest choose your own adventure books I've ever seen. That are
I yeah, it's
like 80s like weird B 80s fucking adventure books that were put out by some fucking company that doesn't exist anymore. That
you know
probably that did only existed for 6 months and like also produced like probably like fucking Barbarella in space and fucking
hell yeah, dude.
like weird ass fucking movies like that.
Vampirella, dude. I got a bunch of Vampirella cards over here. You remember Vampirella?
I do.
That was something my grandfather collected that I didn't know he collected.
Oh really? That's funny.
It's like, ooh, spicy
So
fucking
spicy, dude. That's before that's pre-internet. We don't realize
yeah,
how lucky we are.
right?
Don't realize how lucky we
Everything's at
are.
our fingertips now. Spoiled. We're spoiled.
We really are, if you think about it. Good for us. Thank God. Because we remember what it was like before in the dark times.
I like honestly, dude, like as convenient as the internet is, like that's another thing. It's just like all this stuff makes me think back to like simpler times, if you will, where it's just like, yeah, I have like a like super high tech computer right here in my hand that could do everything, and I spend way too much time on it. And it's like completely shortened my attention span. It really has. Like I used to love to read all the time and like could easily sit down and watch like a movie no problem. And now it's like to get my attention, like it has to be something I'm super into, or I just like tend to pick up my phone and start fiddling with that while I'm doing something else. And I hate it, but it's such an addiction that I can't like just put it away and focus. Like, and that's like that kills me.
You know what I hate is that like so when the internet was really first kicking off, like there was a lot of stuff getting put out and it was like a lot of really weird creative stuff was being like pushed out like early internet days. And
Yeah.
a lot of it was bad, you know, but like there was a lot of fucking like really bad shit, but there was a lot of good stuff too. And now it feels so formulaic, like it feels so and I mean fucking right now we're two white guys on a podcast talking about like fucking 80s retro shit. So like it doesn't get much more generic than that.
Yeah,
But
for
like
real.
but it's like if I the thing I don't like about it though is that it works. Like it sucks me in. Like hydraulic press videos, dude. I could watch hydraulic press videos. Fucking, I could watch them for hours and never get fucking bored of them. Or like,
Same.
or
Like,
those fucking videos you watch and you know they're not real, and it's like some girl at an ice luge and they fucking crack an egg in it and fucking instead of like a soda. And like you know it's fucking not real and there's like 15 advertisement. The fucking show goes on for way too long. Like it doesn't even make sense. But it sucks you in and they fuck you.
it's it's like TikTok is the biggest time waster and like just complete garbage for the most part, but I'm so addicted to it.
Dude, I can't
Like,
I like can't I don't know what is broken inside me, but like I don't get and I have fucking super bad ADHD too. Like TikTok is designed to fucking drag me in, but I
oh,
cannot get into it.
you just got to get a good algorithm going.
I feel like
Like
my
when you
algorithm's
I
good.
feel like when you first get on TikTok, it's all like half naked chicks and stupid bullshit like that. But once you really what's the word I'm looking for? Uh
Put in
I
the
can't
hours. Once you put in the
not
reps.
necessarily put in the hours, but just like start like liking stuff and everything like that, and you get your algorithm right. Like my whole TikTok is like toy stuff, 80s and 90s nostalgia stuff, restoration videos of like guys taking apart like old like whatever. Like I watched one today on a guy refurbing an old waffle maker from like the 50s,
That's
and
cool.
it's like I love that stuff. Like, I mean, like that's like I restore old cars for a living, and so I find
Hell
that
yeah,
stuff
you do.
so I find that stuff like super interesting where it's just like somebody just took apart this old piece of crap, whatever, and just like repainted it and made it work again. I don't know.
I also love shit
Anyway,
like that. I love shit like that when it's done in such a way as like it's something that was supposed to be thrown out, like it's something that's supposed to be disposable, but someone fixed it anyways. And I'm really into lately. I've been watching a lot of like poor repairs, like
yeah.
not like repairs that don't make it look like it was perfect again, but instead makes it look like it fucking got fixed by somebody in their house.
Hmm.
Like for like, I'll have to send you some examples, but like one of the dudes who does it is like Van Nystat, like, or he'll like adjust or like he'll, and it's like all like wood and screws. Like, do you know who Tom Sachs is?
No.
He's this artist who makes like these like weird things, but it's like super rough and super. I don't know. It's just really cool, and I really like it a lot. And I could, oh, excuse me. Oh my god, I'm fucking disgusted.
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah, dude. Canada
Good,
Dry.
good thing it's not smell-o-vision.
Hey, is that
I
ever gonna
mean,
be a thing? You think?
it's 2023. If we don't have it now, I don't think we're ever getting it.
I feel like, do you want it though?
No, I don't need that.
I
I
think
don't need this smell. Other
with
that's not a
will
feature I need.
smell. Do you think smell will work its way into the VR meta world?
I sure hope
It
not.
has to, right? Because like you can't be fully immersed if you're not smelling it.
I guess. What are you gonna just wear a whole face mask, like helmet
No,
thing?
I
That
bet you it would be like a normal visor, but then it just has like a little fucking like air tube that points under your nose. You know what I mean?
could you imagine if like TikTok had smell-o-vision? You're just flipping through and it's just smell after smell.
That
And I
would
mean,
that would be
I've
awesome.
seen some videos on there that I definitely don't want to smell.
Well, eventually, I guess they'll probably just put like a chip in your head that fucking like
Ugh.
just kicks off the smell. Like you won't even have to fucking.
Like one of those videos where it's like showing them like cleaning all the gunk out of people's teeth and
Oh,
you just could smell it.
oh god,
Like,
or like a fucking like Dr. Pimple Popper.
oh,
Yeah.
uh, uh,
Which those are fucking dude. I've been watching. You know what will drag me in those podiatrist TikTok,
oh.
dude. Watching something
You ever
about
watch that
watching them dig out gross people's feet. I don't know, man. I
I
fucking
know.
can't get enough of it.
It's disgusting, but you
It's
can't look
so gross.
away.
And you're like, but then the
Because
thing
you're like,
is,
oh, you're like, I bet that feels so
dude,
good
that's
when
exactly it.
they pull that in.
I'm like, oh my god, imagine dude. It's like, could you imagine the loss of pressure? You know what I mean on something like that, dude.
You,
Oh
you
my
ever you ever
god,
watch that show, My Feet Are Killing Me?
no.
Which is like a lot of those videos are from that. That's what the whole show is about. Is just people going to the podiatrist with jacked up feet. They got like toes that like hook like this to the side and shit. Like it's
That's
nasty,
I like.
dude.
I kind of want to get there just to see what it feels like to get it out. But I have
Ugh.
my one time I got a super bad ingrown toenail and they had to like cut my nail off, and that was literally the worst pain I've ever felt. Like whatever they did for
Ugh.
pain management did not work at all. I wasn't supposed to be able to feel anything, but I felt the whole fucking thing. It was the worst.
Last year. I smashed my finger at work real
Um,
bad, and I lost my nail, and it was just like the weirdest process. Like it hurt for real bad for a while, and I was like, I'm not gonna lose it. I'm not gonna lose it. And then like one day, like it just started getting loose, and I was like, oh, I'm like that's really gross. And then I finally like you just like I'm that person that can't like leave a scab or anything alone, so I just finally would just like bloop and like oh nasty,
Dude,
and it
it's
just
the weirdest, coolest feeling though, isn't it?
and then it grew back good as new.
Yeah. What
You
finger?
know?
Do you remember I smashed one of my fingers when like I posted it online and fucking everybody was freaking out about it, but
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
it was pretty gross. But
It
like
was
that grew back. I think it was my thumb. Or was it my foot? I don't even remember now.
I
I
don't know.
fucked up so much of my shit all the time. I'm always fucking hurt myself. I'm so clumsy. Um. So like if
We got way off the rails
yeah
here.
we did. I'm bringing it back right now. Check this.
All right.
All right. So what everybody should know is that Mike is my best friend and we've been friends for like since I was 14. So
Yeah.
this is a
How old
long
are you now?
35. So we've been friends for 21 years. You've been friends longer. You've been my friend for longer than I was alive before we met by like a long time now. So that's pretty crazy. So like,
God, we're getting old, man.
right? But isn't it weird that I've never asked you these questions? Like, I feel like this is pretty standard stuff, and I like,
I mean,
I never knew about your
who,
grandpa.
who really like interviews their friggin' friends?
No, I know, but still, I feel like I should know this stuff. I feel that's why I wanted to do this, so that way, when I need to write your eulogy at some point,
My
I'm
eulogy,
fucking ready.
jeez.
Did you remember in Zoolander when he's like, you googly? It's like, what are you here to tell me that a bad you googleizer I am? He's like, what? Fucking, the thing you say at funerals. Oh God, what did I just do?
Oh,
Hold on,
what happened?
I don't know. I'm
Oh
just gonna
boy,
dip that
this
down so that
is
nobody can see it. I don't know what just
you
happened.
ruined. You ruined
I
everything.
fucked up. It like popped up a new screen over you. I gotta have to fix it later. I don't know what.
Oh, trying to block my face out, huh?
Oh fuck! I just fucked it up. No, it was like there was two faces.
You're making it worse.
It was double faces. I just.
Double faces.
There's not enough of you in the world. I needed another one. Um, so I'm bringing it back. We're reeling it in. We're coming back to collectibles. What would you suggest people do? Like, let's say they want to get started in collecting, but they don't really know anything. Like, they're fucking starting from ground zero. Like, where's the place to start at?
I mean, really, I feel like anybody who's gonna collect stuff, like it's gonna be things that you grew up with. So it's
Well,
really
flip.
like you gotta
Okay, you're right. Let's say flipping then. Let's say, like, how do you get into flipping if you've never done it? If you've never been into it before?
same thing. I would pretty much go with like if you have knowledge on whatever it may be, that's always a good place to start. Like there's people resell everything nowadays. Like there's anybody from like I see like kids like reselling stuff like teenagers 20-year-olds, and it's just like whatever they happen to know, or people will just straight up be like Gary V. Yeah, I'm assuming you know who Gary V is.
Yeah.
He started his whole thing by going to garage sales and flea markets and literally selling coffee mugs. Like he was just like, oh, like there's money to be made on certain kinds of coffee mugs, and like I'm pretty sure he has a whole website and stuff like that, and that's how he started doing things. Or he would go somewhere and just see like a big pile of stuff and be like, oh, like are any of those things worth money? Like I said, Google Lens is your friend for anything like this. Like if you could snap a picture of it real quick and it's gonna pull it up, and you can check like eBay or whatever for sold listings and things like that. But really I would just start with like whatever you have knowledge on. Like if you know dishes or something like that, like or old like Tupperware can be worth money, paintings, like whatever it is, just know what you're looking for. If you're gonna do like if you're gonna do it like full time and stuff like that, like getting to the thrift stores or the yard sales and stuff like that, like do your homework, like know when stores open, know when they restock shelves, you know the week before you're planning on going out, like find out when all the yard sales are happening in your area, and
Do
like
yard
try to be
still
the
are
first
yard
one
still
there.
still a
Just
good fucking a good place?
yard sales I think are probably the best place to find things the cheapest, because people are just most of the time people are having yard sales because they're just trying to get stuff out of their house. And also a lot of times people don't necessarily know what they have. I think more now than ever people are aware of things they have, or maybe aware that things are worth money. But there's still plenty of people that may not necessarily know what they have, so you can get good deals. But also you have to be aware that people think anything that is old, like nowadays, is worth money, and that's just not true. Like just because it's old and just because it may be rare doesn't mean it's worth money. And a lot of people just like see things like that. Like right now, like I'm trying to find an old CRT TV, just because I want to hook up some of my old game systems to it because they look better on those older TVs because that's what they're formatted for. But so many people nowadays know that people are buying them for that purpose, so they jack the prices up on them. Like you used to be able to just get CRT TVs for free, like all over the place, and now people want like $100 for a fucking stupid little 13-inch CRTV, and it's like I'm not paying that.
With a
Like
little
so, I'll just
VHS, with a little VHS fucking player in the
yeah,
bottom
dude.
of it.
Like same thing. Like people know VHS is getting big again, so like uh, they'll just buy stuff up. Like I'm very much like yes, I resell things, but I'm also like not just doing it to make a profit. Like I really do want to like if somebody buys something from me, like want them to buy it from me because they appreciate it and they're gonna put it in their collection or something. But there are obviously people that just do it to make money, which is fine. Like I can't get that like be down on those people.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Exactly, but it does kind of bum me out like when people are just like if I see somebody buying like a vintage toy or something like that that I know they do not care about whatsoever, they're just buying it to resell to make money. Like I don't know, like for some reason that hurts me where I'm like I actually care about that and want to give it to somebody that cares about it. Uh, I don't know, maybe that's just like my weird like I'm doing this for the better good, not just to make money type thing, but it's like I don't know.
Aren't vintage T-shirts like on the up right now? I feel like I've been seeing
Do
that.
I don't really mess with vintage clothing, but yes, like vintage clothing is very hot, like very
Well, I mean,
dude.
vintage clothing has always been super hot. I
It
just mean like
has.
specifically like aren't like '90s T-shirts
Oh, dude,
like blowing up right
I
now?
same thing. Like I spend a lot of time on Whatnot. Like I said, I've been in streams on there where people are selling T-shirts and like a couple $100 for T-shirts, like vintage T-shirts. Which I'm just like, to me, I'm like, that's crazy. Like I would never spend that kind of money
Dude,
on a T-shirt.
no way.
But then again, like there's people that spend hundreds of dollars on, stupid little plastic toys and stuff. And
I
again,
guess
I
I
still
don't
think that's
know.
crazy, but
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I like. Maybe I'm just cheap, you know. But
I'm
like,
I know I'm cheap and I have no bones about it. Like I straight up like go to toy shows and stuff and people like I'll see stuff and they're like, "Oh, it's only this much." And I'm like, "It's too much for me. Like I just don't want to
I feel
spend that
like
kind of
even
money."
if I had the money, I wouldn't necessarily do it. But I just real quick, I just looked up the fucking national average that a reseller makes in a year, and it's about $83,000.
I mean, yeah, if you're doing it full time and that's completely reasonable.
About
I
four.
mean,
They
I
figure for about a 40-hour work week, you make about 83 grand.
yeah, you figure I put in minimal effort, like, and really haven't been posting much stuff. Like, I have a bunch of things posted up on my Macari and stuff like that that have been sitting there. But I mean, like, I made
What's Macari?
it's another selling app, like secondhand selling app.
Dude, there's so many selling apps. How do you know which selling apps to fucking use?
It's just whatever format you like, really. And I mean, there's certain ones for different things. Like, there's specific ones for like clothing and stuff like that. Um, I personally pretty much only use eBay, Macari, and Whatnot. And like really too, like whatever one has the cheapest fees. Because like all these apps, like that's how they make their money is charging fees for you to sell shit. So some of them get kind of crazy. Um,
The other thing that people probably don't take into consideration is like $84,000 a year to a lot of people is like, I think it's $1,000, roughly $1,000 more than the national average salary. But you're not paying taxes on that usually either.
I mean, you absolutely are.
Are you?
You have to. I mean, if you're doing it full time, then yeah, because like the government's gonna find out. You're gonna get audited eventually. And last year, um, they put into effect. They actually they put it into effect last year, and then when taxes came around, they were like, "We're gonna wait till next year to implement it fully." But it's like if you make over $600 on any of those apps, like online apps, you have to report it. Like they were going to send you, um, like a 1099 or whatever it is,
What the
like
fuck?
tax thing from now on. Like if you make over $600 on any of those apps, same thing like Venmo, anything like that, if you receive more than $600, that's like,
They should bump that
considered
number up a little
profit.
bit for fucking side hustle shit like this.
Well, that's why they did it, because
Netflix got a
so
$22
many people,
million
so many
dollar
people were,
fucking
yeah,
tax return, like a couple
so
in
many people.
22 or in
They
2020.
just see it because so many people are doing this, and obviously, like, how many of those people are really claiming it on their taxes? Because it's
The
like,
amount of people that should be zero, because fucking Netflix is getting $22 million back. So fucking they should. Once Netflix stops getting money back, then we can talk about fucking hitting up poor Uncle Mike for his 600
like,
for his
yeah,
fucking.
like this year, I would have had to, if they didn't like negate it till next year or whatever, I
Hold
would
on,
have
we
had
should
to
call a
claim.
lawyer. If there's any
So
lawyers in
like,
the feed, please advise.
next year we'll see. Like, I'm gonna have to probably claim like all this stupid shit from things, and then like that's when it really you see if it's worth it.
I feel like you guys will
Like,
move to a trading system. Honestly, I feel like the collection
well, I
will
mean,
switch to
for sh-
trading instead.
I mean, tons of people do that too. That's obviously a very big part of it. Like, I trade with people all the time instead of just straight up selling things. That's a huge, huge part of toys, VHS, like any of that stuff.
Is that
That
fun? I feel like you must fucking love that.
yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm a
'Cause that's
pretty
like
cheap
gambling kind of too.
I'm a pretty cheap collector, so I don't really have a ton of stuff of like high value. But at the same time, it's like if I have a figure somebody else wants for this or that, like I'll trade. I have no problem with that. Because like I said, I do this to just feed my own collecting addiction. So it doesn't really matter if I sell the thing and get the money to be able to buy the other thing I want, or if I just give that person this for that. Like that works for me.
I bet you shit's gonna move to like a more bartering system coming up, where that's what people are gonna do instead. Because
Well,
that's
it
how
depends. I
you could
mean,
avoid taxes, and then like maybe you could like start trading for milk.
I need to. I'm gonna
You got
start fucking trading for eggs and
I got
stuff
this
because they're
old
too
Ultron.
expensive.
I got this Ultron fucking action figure that I will trade for 3 cartons of eggs, 2 gallons of milk, and a gallon of gasoline that I siphon out of your truck with my hose. And that's gonna be the future. That's gonna be the future of reselling. I think.
Yep. Back to barter system.
I think. I mean, I'm fine with that. I actually have an idea for a video because I need a new fucking car. Well, I don't need a new car. What I need is a fucking car that I can use effectively for my fucking for my business. So I'm gonna take. My plan is to take something and then trade up to a
You're gonna
van.
try and trade
I
up to
want
a
a fucking
van.
minivan.
Dude, I tried to get my wife to buy a minivan when we bought our new
Dude,
vehicle,
minivans
but
rule
instead
so
we
hard.
got this stupid SUV that I hate.
Dude,
Because she was
minivans are
like,
so awesome.
I'm not driving a minivan. I was like, minivans are sick now.
Dude, she could have
I'm
put
like,
flames over the
I'm
tires,
like, they
over the
got,
wheels.
dude. I was like, they got TVs in them. The doors open on their own. I'm like, there's tons of space.
Dude,
It's
they're the
like,
shit.
I'm
Dude,
like, you're missing
who's
out.
people who don't like minivans are crazy. But yeah, I'm thinking of starting with like a Lego figure and trying to trade up to a minivan.
Well, what Lego figure you got? I'll trade you
I don't
something for a
know.
Lego
I'll let
figure.
you know when I decide. I had a little baby Yoda, but I think I threw it out.
Well, see, you're the kind of person I'm trying to save these toys from.
Dude, I'm trying to help you out because that's one less. So then when you get yours, it's like there's one less fucking one out there. So it's worth
Gotta
more.
make.
You're
See,
welcome,
that's the
Mike.
trick.
Trying
That's the trick. I just gotta buy all of one thing and just throw all of them out except for one.
Dude, wasn't
Like,
there
God, it's
someone
the
who
only
did that
one
with
left.
there was someone who did that with a comic book where
I
they
don't
knew
know.
how many were left. They were like buying them up to destroy them to fucking
That's
boost the
so
value of the one.
ridiculous.
I don't remember which one it was. The fuck, dude, that guy just destroyed that. You know who Frida Kahlo is?
Nope.
The Frida, the female artist who has like a unibrow,
Oh, okay.
the
Okay. Yeah.
Mexican
Yeah. Yeah.
artist. So fucking he like turned it into an NFT. He like bought the painting, original Frida Kahlo,
Yeah.
turned it into an NFT, and then burned it.
What?
The fuck, dude? That's
Dude,
so fucked up.
that's one of those things I don't get. I don't
NFTs?
understand. So stupid.
I don't get it either.
I don't
But
understand. That's something I've never understood. Like, I mean, you're spending real money on a fake piece of art.
All right, well, I played World of Warcraft, so you do spend real money on fake stuff sometimes.
Yeah, but
And meta's coming, baby. And you're
I
gonna
mean,
want to
yeah,
have a
I
cool
mean,
bachelor pad in the meta universe
no, I can't. I
with a
can't.
with a
I
sick
sold my
Rubik's cube.
Oculus because I can't wear it because it gives me headaches
Dude, I
with
get
glasses and stuff, and then like I could play all the like just like non-moving around games, but any game where you had to like run and move, it immediately gave me motion sickness.
I don't like it because it made me paranoid that someone was sneaking up on me to kill me.
That too. Yeah.
Like I
I
feel like it should have like a little picture in picture of what's going around, like so that you can still see.
like
Because
I only played like two games on it that I could sit and play, and it was one of them was like a fishing game where you're just
that's
casting and
so
fishing.
that sounds so relaxing.
Dude, it was so fun.
That's just
And then the other game was a tower defense game where you're like an elven archer and you just shoot arrows
that sounds
and you can
stressful.
jump from like tower to tower. It was super stressful but super fun.
The fucking
My
fishing game
arms would be
sounds
so tired at the end.
super relaxing. That sounds like some shit that's gonna happen. Like
Oh,
that's
it
gonna be
was,
like
dude. Like it's like you're out in the woods and like you're
retirement
sitting,
homes.
you can play sitting in a chair because you just have to like cast and they're real. Like
It's just like fishing.
it was
Fuck.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's gonna be like the future of
except I
retirement.
catch a lot more fish in the VR version.
That's gonna be like that's gonna be what the future of nursing homes. I think.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, dude. Imagine like you turn 65 and then you get to go into this fucking VR simulation. You can fly and fucking shit. That's way cooler.
You just go into the Matrix.
That's way cooler. I would, dude. If they fucking had a reasonable Matrix, I would hop in there right now.
Reasonable. Just plug me in. I'll be your battery for
Whatever,
this machine.
dude.
I
I
don't
give a
care.
shit. Fucking what am I? What else am I got going on? I got nothing going on.
Dude, I would totally be that one guy in the first movie where he's like, just plug me back in. He's like, I just want to eat a steak again.
Yeah, right.
And
Fucking
like
just
be with a woman or whatever. And
right.
he's
Just
like
get me back in there.
he's like, I don't need all this other nonsense.
Well, that's like the it's like the question about aliens, right? It's like so we find out. Let's say we find out aliens exist, which like we pretty much did. But like then what's it change? It doesn't change anything.
No.
Fuck it, you still got you still got to go to work. Like nothing
Yep.
changes. Dude, if we find out we're in a simulation tomorrow, guess what changes? Fucking jack shit. You still got to go to your shitty job and fucking
No, see, that would suck. If you know you're in the simulation, that's no good.
why?
Then you're
Nothing changes. Your reality doesn't change. Dude, it's more likely
no, that
it's
would
more
mess with me
likely
too
that
much.
we are in a simulation than we're not.
It would mess with me too much to be like, you know, you're in a simulation because then I would just be like, why am I doing any of this? This is all pointless because it's not real.
And the shittiest part, yeah, well, reality.
I would turn into like an apocalyptic pirate, fucking Mad Max character because I would
Only
just be
till
like,
you got hungry or
I
fucking
don't have
thirsty.
to care about it. What are you talking about?
Only
I'll just go rob and murder people to get what I want because
No.
it doesn't matter because you're in a simulation.
yeah, but your reality still is like it's like still your perception, you know. But it's more likely that we're fucking in. It's more likely that we are in a simulation than we are in the base reality. And what's even more depressing is it's more likely that the simulation we're in isn't even a simulation. We're like a byproduct of whatever they're actually studying. Like we're just a fucking like they're studying something in a fucking another universe, but they needed to develop a simulation of an entire universe to get the information they needed. So
I
we're
can't
just like
handle that.
fucking they don't even know we
No.
exist. We're just like a ghost in the machine.
Nope. I can't handle that.
Dude, that's great. Then it
No,
like
it's not. How is that great?
cause then fucking nothing matters. So fucking then you get to just figure out whatever you want to do.
That's
You
what I
know?
just said, and you were like, "No."
No, but you have a real bleak way of looking at it. You gotta look at it
What are you
more
talking about? There's no rules.
yeah,
Then.
but then you gotta
How is that bleak?
you gotta find meaning in it, you know? You gotta fucking
The,
create
the
your own
meaning is you get to do whatever you please,
dude, well yeah, but what would you do?
whatever I want.
Fucking hang out with your kids. That's what I would do. Not hang out with
No,
your kids.
because
I'd
they're
hang out
not
with my
even
kids.
real. They're not even real anymore.
Dude, that's my biggest fear. Actually, is that fucking
That your kids aren't real.
Dude, well, so this is fucked up, but like, so my biggest fear is that when I used to box, I fucking got knocked out, or I was in some kind of accident and I got knocked unconscious, and fucking
You're in a coma.
I'm in
You're
a
in
coma,
a coma right now.
and my kids and my family don't actually exist, and then I'm gonna wake up out of the coma, and then fucking they're
Did
not
you
going to be there.
ever did you ever watch the first season of Love, Death, Robots?
Yes.
I don't remember what the one was called, but the one where they're in space and they're in like the simulation, but it's like that weird space spider thing that's keeping them
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
like in the simulation because it's feeding off them, and the dude's like, "No, I want to see what's really happening." Like, fuck that.
Yeah, see, that's less scary to me than, dude, imagine waking up to, dude, imagine you, and then, like, I keep thinking, like, what if I am afraid of that because that's, like, my subconscious trying to fucking wake me up?
Jesus,
Right, dude? Like,
nah.
That happens to people. That would suck.
Isn't that isn't that like what happens in the last episode of Roseanne?
I'm sure, because I'm not smart enough to make this shit up myself. I'm sure that, no, that was the Bob Newhart show. He wakes up and the whole show was a dream.
Yeah,
The
something like
last
that.
episode.
Yeah.
And it also, it's like a, I'm sure it's happened in movies and stuff, but I didn't make that up on my own. That's definitely came from somewhere else, but I'm fucking afraid of it. I'm pretty sure I read an article where it happened to a lady.
Weird.
Yeah, fuck that, dude. And then, like, those people didn't even exist. Like, what if my wife and my kids don't even exist? And fucking, you're still fucking 16?
Nah, see,
And I've just
you
been
wouldn't
knocked unconscious?
see this plan has already fallen apart because you may not remember this, but way back in the day, we made a pact that if we were ever a vegetable, we would pull the plug on each other.
Oh, I remember. But
So if it was so if that happened and we were actually friends, you would already be dead because I would have pulled the plug on you.
I know. That's good. That's good to know.
So you don't have to worry about that.
But
See,
yeah, I guess.
You
But
can-
maybe
you
this
can-
is just like the last throws. Like, fuck, you don't know how long that shit's gonna last. This is just like the last fucking hurrah. My brain is just fucking throwing out signals. Don't know what the fuck's going on. That would honestly explain so much of like 2019, 2020. It would explain a lot of shit if this was just my brain fucking dying.
I've told people about that fucking like pact we made, and people are just like, "What?"
You
I'm
got
like,
to.
"Yeah."
You got to.
I just told him like, you just put the cord in my hand and roll me over, so it looks like I pulled it out on my own.
Yeah, you gotta.
Then nobody gets in trouble.
You gotta fucking. You gotta have. If you don't have a friend who's gonna kill you if you're gonna end a vegetable, then you're just not. You don't have good friends.
Or we could just go to Sweden and you can get in one of those suicide pods.
No.
Have you
Well,
seen-
I don't think you need.
Was it
those.
Sweden? I think it was Sweden.
I would fucking. Yeah, it was Sweden. I mean,
I'm just saying like,
I get what you're saying. I don't know. Whatever. If someone wants to, like, I'm kind of. I don't know. I probably shouldn't talk about this. This is gonna get me committed.
yeah, we're getting way.
Well, we should talk. We should talk about
Should
something
you or
else.
should you not
We
murder
should-
yourself?
We should talk to some. We should talk about something else before I get fucking sent to jail, and a mental institution. So, anyways, Magneto.
Magneto. Is it Magneto or Magneto?
Is that really a question?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it's actually Magneto.
What?
Yeah.
My entire life is a lie. Really? When did that fucking revelation
I'm pretty
come
sure
about?
the original, whoever actually created him, like it's supposed to be pronounced Magneto, but everybody calls him Magneto.
Dude, that's fucking nuts.
I mean, if you think about it, he's like a magnet. You don't call it a magnet. It's a magnet.
Well, you do if you think it's really cool.
What did I see earlier today? There was something about
Like if you're a juggalo.
Dr. Seuss. It's not, his last name isn't pronounced like Seuss. It's supposed to be pronounced like something else. I forget. Oh, that's gonna kill me now. It's
Wasn't it
freaking
Seussel?
No.
Or something like that? No.
It's supposed to rhyme.
Souse?
No.
Sauce?
It's completely like you wouldn't think that that's how it's supposed to be pronounced. I'll have to send it to you later. Everybody else watching and hearing this will have to look,
Sorry, you guys
Google it
all
yours-
you guys
Google
all
it
gotta
yourself.
suffer.
I'm pretty sure I saw it on the Instagram Weird History. So if you want to go and dig for that, feel free.
Well, that wasn't his real
Do some
name.
homework.
He wasn't really a doctor.
Well, I know that.
I don't know what his real name was though. I wish
I mean how his last name is pronounced. Like
we should
Seuss.
fucking. That's something you should probably know because I feel like you could whip that out at a party and impress somebody.
I'm gonna whip it out right now.
Hell yeah!
Everybody who's watching, you're
Mike's
lucky.
whipping it out. I
Here we
can't
go.
wait.
All right.
I knew that this.
Hold on.
You always do this.
I said, always do this.
You always fucking do this.
Am I good? Of course, so
We
now
have
I'm like,
5 people watching right now, and you're fucking stopping the
hell
whole
yeah,
thing
dude.
to
I'm
Google
sorry. I'm sorry.
to Google how to pronounce Dr. Seuss's
Listen,
name.
this is important information.
What's your hat
Of
say?
course,
Melt. Is it fucking? Oh, okay.
can you read it?
Yeah. For
It's,
some reason, I
it-
I
it's a
thought you were gonna
sticker that
zoom in.
they.
I thought you were gonna zoom in, and it was gonna say "Melt Man" with the
No,
power
man.
to
That's a old.
melt.
That's a old sticker they used to actually put on VHS tapes.
Oh, that's cool.
Like rental shops would put them on there and stuff. Yeah, I can't find this. I know it was on that weird
It
history
probably
thing.
doesn't exist. That's why.
Probably not.
This
I
is
probably just I
this is
made it
just
all
part
up.
of the fever dream. This is your
Surprise.
brain. This is your brain dying, sending off signals, fucking making up shit about Dr. Seuss.
It's gonna drive me crazy now because now I really want to find it. But of course, Instagram and Facebook and stuff can't just put things in order that they were posted in.
Oh,
Dude,
dude,
that
you know what drives me crazy is that I see
don't.
more shit from people that I don't follow or don't want to interact with, or like than I do
I hate when
fucking
I
my
s-
friends.
Dude, I hate when I see stuff and I'm like, oh, that's cool, or like, oh, this event's upcoming, and it's like, nope, that was posted a week ago. It's like, why the hell am I seeing it now?
Oh,
Why
sorry,
can't I just why
everybody who
can't
wanted to
why
watch
can't I
this.
see things in chronological order? Like
You
it
can,
kills me.
you can set
No,
your thing to
no,
come
you
up.
can't.
Yes,
No.
you can. You
On
100
Instagram?
on
No.
Facebook. I know you can. On Instagram, I'm
Well, I
pretty
don't
sure
really
there's a
use
way to do it.
Facebook that much, so Instagram should do that because they used to do that. Because now it's like you're scrolling and you see something and then you accidentally close out of it and you go back to try and find it. It's like, nope, it's gone forever into the ether.
Oh, dude, I just got a message from Jamie. So you fucking that was why Jamie had the fucking Lunchables pizza today was from the pizza potluck.
Yeah, yeah. One of the people that came brought
Oh man,
a
who brought
whole
the Lunchables pizzas?
I forget. I don't
Dick move. What kind of pizza did you bring?
I brought Greek pizza from Souvlaki's.
Oh, good choice.
So it's got feta cheese and lamb on it.
Yeah, no, Greek pizza's fucking
Top
good.
notch.
Dude, Slovakia's makes the best buffalo chicken calzone I've ever had in my entire life. And
They're pretty
I love buffalo chicken calzones.
Yeah, so
With-
let's see. I had a piece of the Greek pizza. I had a piece of
You ate your own pizza at the potluck?
Oh hell yeah, dude! That's my favorite pizza.
You're not supposed to do that. I think that's
So I had
I
a
think
piece
that's a
of
faux
that.
pas. I think that's a
I had a
potluck faux
piece
pas.
of Big Mac pizza.
Ooh,
There
that's
was some
good.
like 7 cheese pizza. There was a baked ziti pizza. Uh,
Big Easy pizza sounds
I
really
can't
good.
remember. Then there was like 3 or 4 other pieces of pizza that I had too, and like everything was like kind of not like weird, but just like not normal pizza.
I would be so sick if I had that many pieces of pizza.
Dude, do not feel great right now. I won't lie to you. Like I
we
ate way too much.
we had Alley Cat pizza today. I haven't had Alley Cat pizza in forever.
That's
It's so
'cause it's
good.
Garbage.
Dude, you're crazy. It's the best
You
pizza in Manchester.
No, it is not. You
Oh
just
my
take
God.
that right out into the alley and throw it in the trash where it
So-
belongs.
It's so good. You're out of your
That
mind.
Sucks.
Oh my god, that's not true. People fucking you know what? I'm pretty sure I can set some kind of poll for this, so that's what I'm gonna set for a poll. Do you like Alley Cat pizza? And tell Mike he's wrong because it's fucking amazing. It's the best pizza.
No,
You love Slovakia's. Did you work at Slovakia's?
no. I've never worked at any kind of fast food restaurant of any kind.
I worked at Quiznos.
I didn't have a job for 6 months when I was younger because I absolutely refused to work at any fast food restaurant.
You did. I remember that.
Yep. I was like, fuck that.
Then you got that sick fucking gig at Spider Bite. The mall cart.
Oh yeah, it was super cool. I mean, it was good for people watching.
Yeah, you used to fucking. That's a pretty sweet job. You've had some pretty cool jobs in your life.
I guess.
Some pretty laid back jobs, anyways.
Yeah, that one was pretty laid back. You pretty much just sit there all day and hope people come and buy stuff.
Did they pierce people at the fucking thing?
No,
Oh, that's too bad. That would have been
only like Piercing Pagoda and all those fucking hack stores.
Dude,
do
piercing
that with,
pagoda will shoot like something through your ear from across the room if
Dude.
you fucking give them $5.
those piercing guns are so bad for like doing that because it just takes whatever jewelry they're using and just mashes it through your
How
earlobe.
do they do it at the doctor when they do them when they're like an infant? We didn't get my daughter's done. We're
Uh,
gonna wait till she's old enough,
I think they use a
or my
gun at
son.
the. I think they use them a gun as well.
Christ,
Yeah,
that's like
I'm
labeling a
highly
cow or something.
I'm highly against that stuff.
Yeah,
Like I'm very much like don't pierce a kid's ears or anything until they can ask for it because it's not for them, it's for you.
yeah. I don't know.
Also,
We're not
also
doing
when they
that.
grow, like if it gets pierced, like your ears grow, so then the holes are gonna be off, and yeah, I don't know.
I figure
That's
if
a
my
whole thing.
daughter or my son wants to get their ears pierced at probably like 6, I'll let them.
That's the thing. Yeah, if they ask for it, by all means, I would do it. But
Did,
most places are not gonna do it. Like a professional piercing shop isn't gonna do it on a kid that young to begin with.
at
So
6?
again, mm,
Oh, really?
most places they won't do it on anyone like under 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Even if the kid
They-
wants it?
It's not so much about the kid wanting it, it's is the kid mature enough to be able to take care of it,
Oh.
you know?
They can
So
figure it out. Fucking my friend, dude, I knew like multiple people who pierced themselves with like a safety pin in the fucking
Oh yeah, me too. I mean,
school
don't get me wrong.
bathroom. It gets way worse, you know?
Little piece of ice, you just you know, put it under it, you gotta sterilize it.
You don't have any of your piercings anymore, do you?
I mean,
That
my
sounded
ears
like
are-
you had your dick pierced.
No. I mean, like my ears still have holes in them, but like they're not big. Like they.
Dude, all those
They were-
fucking boomers that told you were gonna have big holes in your ears your whole life.
They were
Now
right.
it's come true.
They're really not that big, but whatever. Most people like you wouldn't even notice. I used to have them pierced.
So when you go out and you're when you're playing it on a flip, do you have your like spots you hit, right? Because like I know you go to like Goodwill and Savers, but do you go like to antique stores and stuff? Do they carry toys now?
Some places do. I mean, I like antique stores just because I like antiquing as well. So that's a completely different like side of my collecting as well.
Do you
It's
ever
just
would you vacation to go antiquing? Like if just like would you ever go on a vacation to an antiquing hotspot?
Yeah, like that would be cool. I definitely would.
Where's like antiques must be like where people die off, right? So like probably like Florida would probably be chock full of antiques.
Florida does have a lot of antique stores, like Midwest places. Like there used to be a ton of them around here, but it's one of those things that I don't know. There used to be a lot more around here. Now there's only a select few that are still open and around.
Some people collect really weird shit from antiques. Like not even weird, like cool. Like we were talking about, like old sex toys is kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like it's weird, but it's cool. But like some people, I had met this woman and she collected fucking. Oh, they were so stupid. It was
Beanie
like
Babies.
it was like the thing that you rested a fucking quill on, but it was just like a little piece of fucking like clay. So
Yeah.
like unless you literally knew exactly what it was, you would have no fucking idea what it was.
Dude,
And then
if it's been made, there's people that collect it.
so
dude.
strange, but like how many of those fucking things do you need? You can't even need. They don't even. Can you even buy a quill?
It's different. Oh, of course, at antique store especially. I see old ink wells and stuff like that all the
Dude,
time.
it's so stupid. An old quill? What the fuck? It's just a feather.
Yeah,
How fucking long is that gonna last for? You know, right? Like, how much are you gonna spend on an old quill? It's a it's a feather.
That's another one of my collections that are really weeded down.
Quills?
No.
Oh, okay.
Like old bottles, like antique bottles.
Oh, yeah.
Like liquor bottles and medicine bottles and stuff like that.
Bottles are
I-
cool.
There's some really cool old bottles and stuff, and I mean, I still have a bunch of them, but I sold tons. Like, poison bottles are really cool, but they're kind of hard to come by and usually cost more money. Like I've got,
Oh, that's
you know,
cool.
like it says, poison tincture has a skull and crossbones embossed on it. I have that one, and I have this one, which is pretty much the same thing, just smaller.
What I think is funny about like the aftermarket bottle situation is like the bottle was originally free.
Yeah, right. You were
Like
paying
it
for
was just a
gas.
byproduct of whatever you were fucking purchasing inside the bottle. The bottle wasn't didn't cost anything. People used to just throw those fucking things out.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And now now like they're a hot commodity. I saw a video the other day of a guy who he has like a mine. He like bought a mine out in somewhere, and he like is refurb. He's like redoing it so it becomes
Yeah,
like a tourist destination or whatever. And like they found this old bottle pit, and there were all these. There were Budweiser bottles,
yeah.
but it was before it was called Budweiser, or it was like before they hooked up with Anheuser Busch or something like that.